EWP were on the map. If you look at their records, they've taken some European teams the distance. Their biggest loss on the map is against Liquid. It was a 16-6. But for Leviatan, they have a very good record on this map too. 71% win rate, 10-4 on the map. And for Los Grandes, I don't know what they're going to have in store. I'm thinking we're going to see a 3-mapper and we're going to go to Overpass.
Definitely be the case, but we are back. Dust2! I could not be more excited. Map number 1 for anybody just tuning in with Boggs and Laz on the mics. Los Grandes is going to be starting on that T side. Leviatan, it will be on the CT. And nothing really out of the ordinary, Boggs. I mean, we kind of see the standard purchase that does come in from the CTs. A little bit of location spotted here from Dylan, so he will fall back. But this is a full commit. This is a 5-player commitment down long A already.
Yeah, it's definitely a long scrim coming in from Los Grandes on the T side of their map pick of Dust2. I like Tamiched's aggression out towards Cat, getting that mid-play. Laser, the stand-in for Leviatan. They do not have Yokowo. They have Laser standing and did not do terrible at all in their series earlier against Sisters. In fact, did quite good. So you cannot count him out at all. But Kaike and Kai are going to open things up. One towards A, one towards long. Laser's going to jump out, but he'll get domed as well. It's all down to Reversive, and it's not a good situation for him. Kaike's on the angle. He's going to take him down in combination with Moth. And Los Grandes are going to take map around number 1 here in the first map.
Okay, showing us already, and I like the play from this. This was just a slow execute, nothing out of the ordinary, nothing fancy, right? I mean, just plain and simple, and it's definitely going to work. They just group up together, they play the buddy system, no lurking, everything was just about a dry peek and then the contact from that, and it works out beautifully. They were able to just completely get control of that site when they needed to.
Yeah, it's definitely what you want to see on a T-side pistol round 2, taking the long-range duels and winning them out. Good start here for Los Grandes. Good spray there by Kai, but it's not going to take out Tom. He's still going to live for now, down to 24 HP. It's a force up here from Leviatan. They want to try and stymie Los Grandes' momentum right now. They want to try and put them back down to the bottom. But this T side is hungry. They are looking for victory here. And you can almost expect they want to taste some sweet revenge against 9Z. Tag goes on to Dylan. But now I think they're going to audible back towards mid, maybe even a lower play towards B.
Again, they're committing to this. Look at this. They're all going as a unit. The Transformers are going to completely unite together, create the ultimate beast. And now they still have the short control, but they don't have to commit to this. So they still have mid presence. Dylan going to get taken out, so that's a good reply back already. A little bit of chaotic firing shots, and it's going to be, 1962 will get taken down. So now already Los Grandes is looking very good now with the switcheroo.
Reversive does a good amount of damage into Kai, but he's not able to get that kill. Bomb out towards long, can make it slow and methodical way towards the site. Laser picks up a scout, but is he going to hit any laser beams? No. He'll get sprayed down by Kai instead. 2-0 start for Los Grandes, and they'll continue pushing forward here, continue to try to push the issue, establish more control and more dominance here on their map pick. They get this map. I don't think they'll care too much about what happens on Inferno, because they know Overpass is another good map for them, but it is also, for Leviatan, a very, very good map. So, as we continue looking forward to this matchup, this is a good round for Los Grandes to settle down, win this clean, just be ready to build.
We and I have both seen that both the CT side has been kind of the more difficult side, I feel like, for a lot of these teams, that, they don't seem to really build that momentum that quickly. So right even now, like, they go for the risk, they go for a stack. This is a save, right? So they have to kind of try something a little bit adventurous, something, out of the ordinary, if you will. So they stack together, but it's already crumbling apart. But a nice little reply back. USPs are flying, and it's going to be actually 2 members from Los Grandes that are going to get taken down. Moth going to try to go for this, but it should be able to get cleaned up, Boggs, I would imagine.
Oh.
Okay, he'll do. He'll do.
Messy and scary, but a win's a win, and they don't lose any further players. Keep 2 AKs in hand as well. Kai will toss that op over to Landon. I'm looking forward to see what we can get from him on this map. We saw him very impactful with the AWP on Nuke against 9Z. I'm looking forward to see if he can carry that same form here on Dust2. Over on Leviatan, double ops on 1962 and Dylan. Gonna try and get this T side out of the winning column. Trying to cut them down early. Good flashbang, and Kaike gets one, but Laser with two. One from the Flames and one from the A1S. Dylan's opt out Landon, but that the Zine's got Laser still creeping forward towards the long doors. Both ops are still in the hands of Leviatan, and Reversive has that the Zine on a platter. It's all down to Kai in a 1v3, and the ops are rotating in. Kai's been spotted, and he does a little bit of spotting himself, but now his position being known makes it more difficult. Dylan shadow shows, doesn't matter. Leviatan keep both ops alive, and a very strong first gun round win.
Ooh, that's a way to win a gun round. Hey, I mean, that's Laser just actually being a beam, and he just makes a big connection. That's the beauty of the A1S. I mean, it can just, when you go through a smoke or the flashes are in, you have no idea where that player can be, and it just becomes such a problem situation. But it will be no harm, no foul right now. Los Grandes going to be able to have the op, going to be able to have the full rifles ready to go. And right back down to a default situation. They're getting this B control, or B tunnel control, sorry, allowing to make sure that none of the CTs try anything too crazy. Because again, Dust2 does have the adjustment where it's a lot easier to get into lower B now.
It is a ton easier to get into that lower tunnel area, but it's not going to be exploited yet from Leviatan. Reversive getting very aggressive towards long doors, though Tata Zine lurking as is his custom, waiting for someone to peek through, but he's not going to get that free kill, unfortunately, this round. Moth and company trying to lead that charge out towards mid, landed with a flash from Kaike, has 1962, dead to rights. Damikhed still holding around towards the double doors, but he's not going to get countered just yet. It's going to be a push up towards the A site. And that's where Dylan's waiting with that other op, trying to shut things down and get another round on the board for Leviatan. Damikhed pushes, he's spraying, but he's getting forced back away. Now a smoke comes in for the cross on CT, but I think Los Grandes are still going to go towards A.
The time's available. Both CTs going to be playing right on to the long ramp. Dylan going to make the first connection. Does lose his teammate, but no problem at all. He's striking. He's hitting. And now his teammate coming from the back, seeing what he can find. But no! They're going to both collapse. So now it's just down to the 1-on-3. Laser by himself with an op in hand. This is a tough situation. You almost want to go for the save, but he swings and he's actually able to get onto the first base. Can he get even a little bit more?
Well, he's got a good start, but can he trot around the bases and make it all the way back to home plate? It's going to be a tough one for him, and as the time continues to tick, he's just going to call this one off. Does not get an extra parting gift. And Los Grandes are back in the winning column here. They keep Leviathan's single round isolated. It's a good job by Los Grandes to not allow Leviathan to get in here early. But the CT side still has that op saved. They have a bit of money left over for Dylan and Reversive. They should still have a little bit of loss bonus, too. Yeah, this is not going to be a terrible buy from them. I'm not going to say it's going to be good, but there is some bite behind this next buy round.
This is so interesting. Leviatan, like, I mean, again, like, they have Dylan with 53. Reversive does have the 4,300. Oh my goodness, double ops coming back. Boggs? What is happening?
They're going all in. A glass cannon and Laser's been legged. Tata Zine now working out towards long A, but Los Grandes want to pressure in towards B. 3 players to the lower tunnels again. Very similar to the round previous, as they're going to continue to work their way around, pressure out whatever Leviatan want to do. Map number 1, Dust2. Map number 2 is Inferno, and map number 3 would be Overpass if we so get there. Kaike waiting for a flash, could explode out towards middle. One op is on back site B. That is going to be Laser holding on. We saw a nice shot from him on the exits in the last round, but he's playing very passive on the back plat of B. And Landon's taking the initiative here for Los Grandes. That's a good sign for them, because when he starts hitting shots, they have a lot more freedom to move around.
We're seeing Leviathan are giving up mid control pretty easily. They're allowing Los Grandes to have this. So they're expecting this. You can see the positioning is a little bit different right now. So Dylan actually switches it up. He's right back on ramp with this op. Makes sense. And Reversive almost able to get himself big one, but now it's going to be a full mid-commit. Look at this. Mac-10s are just getting blasted, but it's going to be working good here for Los Grandes. They're taking everybody. They're taking names. And now Laser, he's got a big plate to fill, but no, it's going to fall onto the ground. And it's a 2-on-4 situation, but the HP is low. It's so low, but it will not matter as Los Grandes keep it going.
It's a big round again. It was a heavy investment from Leviatan. They threw everything into that round, going back for the double op setup, lads, and it does not go well for them. It falls flat, and it's just an absolute run over by Los Grandes over towards the B site. It's going to be pistol half buy for the CT side now, but things are not going to get too much better right now for Leviatan, and that's going to be even worse as the Laser gets caught on the cross. 1962 gets legged and finished off by Landon. It seemed only the first map of the day was a slow one for him because he's continuing to dominate with the big green gun.
The rotates are coming through, and now this is kind of the point. Leviatan have to go for this. I mean, there really doesn't make a lot of sense. You can save this. I mean, you have the armor to kind of preserve if you want, but oh, Landon, you got a different plan in store, and he's making it look into absolute poetry! Ooh. What on earth is that? He gets a nice little spam to finish things off. Los Grandes are not stopping, and they are cooking with gas.
Ace for Landon. Yes, it's against the pistols, but he takes each of those shots clean. And sometimes when you have the op, it's almost harder to kill the pistols than it is to kill someone with a rifle. Fantastic work from Landon. He is indeed on fire. He's the gas burner that Los Grandes are cooking with. And now for Leviatan, they're taking a timeout, and rightly so. This half has been dominated by their opposition so far. Full buy coming forth again. But if Los Grandes finish this one off clean once more, Leviatan are going to be really reeling. They're going to be broke again. They only have one op. And the rounds are swiftly going to pile up in the favor of the T side.
And that's the beauty of being on T side. I mean, everything's cheaper, so it's a lot easier to have a little bit more gun rounds, or kind of those forced gun rounds if you want to, comparable to the CT side. Oh my goodness! What on earth is that? It's Mission Impossible, featuring Los Grandes. Finally gonna get taken down. The nade makes the connection. It's back to 4. Okay, by himself, so now Laser, once again, the anchor needs to deliver. But swings left, swings right, gets one. Can he get a second? He will not, so the bomb will make its way in. But there's close on CTs. There's no coverage. The bomb drops already, Boggs. This is completely switched around.
But look who's here to salvage the day. It's Landon. He takes out Reversive and Kai's on the flank. Down into sight they go, but Landon has the spot on 2. Landon's got Dylan fried to a crisp. He's KBBQ now, but Damikhed, he's got 1. Landon delivers again. 3 kills after the ace, and this time it's against the guns, and this time it's a 1v1 in the end to win it all. Los Grandes shut down Leviatan, and it's Landon landing all of his shots with that big green sniper of his. Domination coming out from the Opper.
You gotta give credit to Los Grandes. I mean, that was such a good amount of coordination between those players. Landon was by himself behind Big Box. He was waiting as long as possible for Kai to come big. He needed him to go for the flank. And as soon as Kai went for that engagement, you saw Landon go for the swing because he knew that there might be a chance that his teammate will not be able to win that fight. So it's just a little bit of a detail that makes such a big difference for them to pick up their 7th round. And we see Deagles across the board for the CTs. And we need to see something a little bit different changed here.
We need a bit of a different change here, because whatever Leviatan can throw at Los Grandes, it gets swallowed up by them. In comes a Vitoria flashbang, and Tomikhed, that's unfortunate indeed. Unable to connect the Deagle spray. Kaike and Moth just entering out on Catwalk, demolishing all in their path. 2 for each, and Laser's left wondering what happened to his team. Yes, he's the stand-up, but he also has the most kills on the entirety of the Leviathan side. And Laz, that is not a good sign for Leviathan.
Oh, this is not looking good. So instead of going for the double up, they decide just to have the 1. Dylan will be the player that will hold the big green. Dylan's been able to get some great rounds and some good impact. But right now, you're down by 7. So we need to see something a little bit different here from the playbook. I talked about this before. I'll say it again. Los Grandes are in a great spot. They've already won the half, but it's about how much more of the half they want to win. And now even the dumpster control, look at this, they already have it.
Oh, they did have a little bit of it, but 1962, that's a big double kill for him. Moth is next, though, and Kai's found it. It's back to a 3v3. Lads, they get too aggressive on their control, and they've thrown it away.
Oh, just a detail like that. They thought they were in the clear. They thought, no, there's no way there's going to be another person there on the other side of the smoke. And now look at their setup. They're completely on a 1-1-1 now. They have to kind of just gamble this. And this is a terrible situation to be in if you're a CT side, because look at Los Grandes. They are grouped up. This puts so much pressure for Laser to anchor this site. Tommy Ed would be the closest one to help him, but again, he's only got an HE for utility to really slow down any kind of aggression. So this Laser has to be an absolute beam.
Oh. He had the opportunity. He had the lineup. He was unable to convert. However, Tommy Red, he's got two heads! And it's all down to Kai. He'll take down the first, but he needs to cross. Op is watching it. That's going to be Dylan. He'll take a shot, but Kai crosses just after. Bomb will go down. Dylan, pistol out in hand. It's the USP, trying to close the gap. Op should come out into his hands momentarily. Kai's holding the door. Dylan's silent in the window. Kai going back towards it. Dylan's not making noise, but Kai gets antsy, and he spots the blind side, takes him out, and it's going to be another clutch up for Los Grandes. They're big in the hard moments. And a 9-1 score line. Another rough buy coming through from the CT side. M4 for 1962 and Tommy Red. It's going to be MP9s across the rest. Lads, this is getting more and more bleak for Leviatan in map number 1.
Well, if you're Los Grandes, I mean, you're feeling pretty good, because we talked about this in the green room. I mean, they don't have a really great history playing this. I mean, essentially, they're 1-4 within such a long period of time playing on D2. So for them, they're in a great spot. And they've almost put themselves at double digits, and this is the first half, Boggs. They're going to get tested with rifles again, but look at the utility from Leviatan. It's so low. They have a molly, double mollies with one smoke to really push things back against the T's.
The Molotovs are good. The Molotovs are very good. But when everything in terms of aim duels is going against you, the utility only makes up so much of a factor. You need to be able to win some of those duels. You need to be able to hold your ground against Los Grandes. You need to be able to finish off those clutch situations. Not allow them to go the way of Los Grandes. And it's just seeming like they're an overwhelming force right now, and Leviathan have no answer. Whether it's Landon, or Kai, or Kaike, or Moth, everyone on this side is able to pull up in the hard times.
Even now, double CT is going to push down long. They might be able to get this frag in middle. The positioning's right. Yes, it will. The MP9 makes the connection, but now the execute's coming through the A site. I believe Tommy Ed going to be the one that is going to be in CT. Bomb will get planted for the cat placement, so they can go back onto this. And this is a very interesting situation, because now you have 4 players that are alive, grouped up on cat. I don't know if I'm happy or a little bit worried for it.
Oh, can't really be worried when Landon and Kaike are locking down the site. Dylan's only able to get one before Moth will trade. 3v2 now as the time ticks below half. In comes a spray from Moth, and Landon's there to back up. Kai comes in for the final. It was messy. It was not clean. Couple players in the red. But Los Grandes grab a big 10-1 score line. And another timeout forced at Leviatan. They don't have a lot of money again. This CT side has never been allowed to get anything going in terms of economy. They haven't got any momentum. The one round they had was shortly shut down by Los Grandes in grand fashion. And it just seems that it's almost time to start prepping for Inferno, because the T side historically for Leviathan, 34%.
Ooh, problematic, to say the least. Leviathan right now, if they can pick up themselves a 10-5, best case scenario, but right now, this is a round where they're going to put everything on the board. They're going to invest this. And again, they've been very unfortunate where they can't get that utility to be at a decent pace. This round not as bad as before, But again, the one thing that Los Grandes is doing a great job about is they are burning that utility before they even go for executes, which makes it that much easier for them to get into the site.
Yeah, and this is the thing, too. Los Grandes are the team without a lot of experience together. They're the roster that's only been around for about 5 weeks. Not Leviatan. So, Los Grandes are definitely playing together incredibly well, considering how little time they've been together. Yeah, both Kai and Kaike are former members of Bravos, and Tatazin has spent a good amount of time in North America. He's a very good player in his own right. Landon's been around the scene for a while, going back to his Tempo Storm days. But when you look at this roster, there's a lot of coordination that you wouldn't normally expect from a fresh team. Nade kill from Kai. Kaike gets one, but 1962 trying to stand tall gets two. But Kai and Landon are answering it back again. Dylan has the M4. But it's a 1v3, granted that the Zine is at 5 HP. Kai and Landon are hit a little bit as well. But it's not going to be an easy situation whatsoever for Dylan. And Kai's his first opponent. Does he expect him behind the car? He doesn't spot the shadow. Doesn't spot the feet. And it's a back stab coming in from Kai. Another one on the board for Los Grandes.
I'm so glad we talked about this because, again, a roster that's only been together for, what, a few weeks? And they're up by 10 rounds. And this is against a roster that has been together for quite some time. And we said that, right? We said, yes, there's pros to being together for a long time, but obviously there can be some cons. And right now we're definitely seeing to be a con. I mean, if Los Grandes can pick up even a few more rounds, this could be over just like that.
Laz, this could be 14-1 half.
The way this is going, I mean, it's honestly not hard to say that.
No, it's not. And when you look at these two teams on paper, yeah, this map should be going the way of Los Grandes, but then again, too, they've only played one map on it as a unit, and that was a big stomp over a team that they beat by 62-63 scoreline across a BO5. Nice little cat take against the pistols, but rifles are being picked up. Let's put a pin in that one as 1962 goes 1 for 1, bringing it to a 2v2. Dylan Scout finds Moth. It's all down to Tatazine. He spots the cross. Tatazine's been rather quiet, more so than his normal self. He's a very aggressive player and a very solid fragger, but we have not gotten to see him shine just yet in this series. 5-5 is his scoreline. Everybody else in his team above double digits. Now he's going to rotate around. There's a lot of time to his advantage. That's the one saving grace right now. But Tatazine is waiting for someone to go through mid, perhaps? He's going to jump on Xbox. I think so. And Laser should be focused on this angle. Tatazine ready for the jump. Spots out Laser! But the headshot delivered from the stand-in for Leviatan as he continues to stand strong for this team. Los Grandes surrender around as we talk about a 14-1. It's about time they got another one on the board. But can they get the next two and make this one at least somewhat salvageable?
And this is the thing, right? I mean, we're at 11-2, and for Los Grandes, they are feeling good about the money situation. Even Landon, after purchasing an op, he's still at 8,800. Kai right behind him is the same amount of money. So really, there's nothing they have to worry about in terms of the economic situation. Reversive actually swings by himself and will be able to get one, but it's only going to be one. Los Grandes will get this control now, and we have seen them mix this up. They get the dumpster controlled, and they pull back. They don't necessarily commit to long every time, but look at this counter aggression that's happening from the CTs. This could be absolutely huge.
It would be massive indeed. Los Grandes looking to put the squeeze on Leviatan. Pressuring over towards A, and Leviatan are ready for this. They've aggressed up through Cat and mid now. It's a 4 stack towards the A side of the map. They're fully ready for this take. And Los Grandes are just going to continue to stroll right into the trap. Slowly but surely, they crawl up long. Smoke's coming through. Dylan's going to reposition, drop a smoke out towards Gandalf. Molotov for ramp will not be thrown. Now it will a little bit later. 1962 does some damage on the Moth. Finally picks him up. The bomb drops, but it's still down ramp. Dylan goes over the smoke, and Kai's his next victim. Laser's creeping forward too. Landon and Tatazine have to clutch this back, but Leviatan looking to stand strong and be a Leviathan and try and hold the line. Gun
Oh, he
spotted
the
by
barrel.
Landon, but that's not going to be an easy shot for him to take. He takes out another one, takes a shot, but he's blind, and he cannot connect. Tatazine has one. Landon with another. There's a lot of time left, and Tatazine's ready to swing on Dylan with the op. Poised on the goose. Goes for the jump peek. Dylan connects. It's all done to Landon. His shot does not hit the first time, but he still has a little bit of opportunity. But Tommy Head peeks around and catches the opper off guard. Double ops will not be acquired for Leviatan. I think the EQ was broken, Laz, because there were a couple guns down, and Tommy Head came up with nothing.
Whew, okay. Definitely going to be a bit scrappy here for Leviatan to get some rounds. Last round of the first half we go. Los Grandes have been able to show a very pure dominance and now getting a little bit stopped in the tracks. And I talked about this, if Leviatan can bring things back, this could be huge for them, especially to get that momentum shift going into that second half. And now they're starting to feel a little bit more comfortable about this. We even see Javier gonna go for the big cat play, might be able to catch these players off guard. The flash comes in, he gets one, but it will just be one. But Dylan able to help him out and able to get himself back into a safe position.
He will tuck away, and that's a big man advantage for Leviatan. Tatazine in 1962. Just around the doors, the smoke will fade, meaning a contact point is a little more likely here. Landon's going to group up as well. Does 1962 make a move? He's starting to peek. He spots out Landon, and that will be his undoing. Bomb has been spotted, though. The one bit of information that Leviathan need. The rotations are coming in to try and prevent a retake. Dylan, that's a big miss. That's a huge opening for Kai. That's Azine, though, caught out by Reversive. He sprays down two. It's all down to Kai, but he's a big player in the clutch. We've seen it so far today. He already has a 1v1 in this map, and he has a lot of time on the clock. Bomb, however, down deep on ramp, which is going to make things a lot, or rather deep on long, which is going to make things a lot more difficult for him. Leviatan has laser going out through the long doors. Reversive might join him as well. He could get blindsided. Kai does not check his left. Laser just has to swing and peek, but he does not just yet. Now he does. He's done a lot of damage, and he'll finish the job. A big 3-round streak from Leviatan at the end of the half gets them within striking distance. Half number 2 in just a moment. Stand strong and battle back to make this one a salvageable half. It's not the best scoreline for him, but it's far from a 14-1, which is what it possibly could have been. Every little round now makes it that much more possible for Leviatan. Landon aggressive with a dual Berettas, though. Lower tunnels is his domain. He's got 3. Moth comes in for another. Dylan will take out Landon and his dualies, but it's going to equate to nothing. It's the dual Beretta King, the opper for Los Grandes, with a massive play and a pistol round victory, setting them up for map victory. That's both pistol rounds going the way of Los Grandes, Laz. And you know what that means to their chances of success.
Los Grandes don't even allow any opportunity at all for these T's to even get into the tunnels. I mean, what on earth? You never see that. Dooley's flying. The double pistol meta is here. I mean, 12-4 now. And they put a full investment into this. They don't even just go for MP9 straight across the board. No, they actually decide to rifle up. Spare that utility. They're feeling good. They want to end this thing right now, Boggs.
Yeah, they were expecting the force up from Leviatan, which is exactly what's here. Kaike only goes 1 for 1. 1962 will pick up a FAMAS, but Tatazine is the bomb at his feet. Kai's lasered out laser, and it's all down to 1962. The hero for Leviatan on overpass. Back against Isurus. Almost said Lazarus. That's the guy next to me.
Okay. All right. So right now, Leviatan right now, they don't have a good money situation. They could go for some utility, even a smoke, maybe get some cat control. But we're going to just see probably light pistols, if anything at best. Probably not even Deagles at this point. The money situation, they want to make sure they keep it above that 2,000 so they can have lots into this next round. Azine going to be able to push up into mid, getting lots of information, getting a lot more. And this will be back, and it will be Los Grandes. They've made their territory in that lower B for the time being.
Kai's gone in towards upper tunnels. He's going to take out Damichied. Laser stuck between a rock and a hard place. Be kind of take him out too. 14 for Los Grandes, looking to speed run this first map, and then head on to Inferno, a map that has not been kind to them, but has been to their opponents. Full buy from Leviatan, looking to finish this one off, or looking to do what they can to stay alive, more like. They have full utility, full AKs, but they don't have a lot of racetrack left. 14-4. 10 rounds separating these two teams. Grandes only need 2. Flashes out, Landon's blind, and he's now dead. In comes the next, though. That's going to be Moth. He's going to spray down 1 blind, but Dylan's picked up 2 for the price of 1. Nade goes back to counter. How much damage does it do? Absolutely nothing. And that still leaves Leviatan with a heavy advantage. Kaike has an op in his hands, but that Dazine relegated to an MP9, I think, is the elephant in the room. Wait! Look at 1962!
Oh my goodness. I was just going to say, I'm glad you caught it, because I was like, wait a second, what is he doing there? You're not allowed to be there for free. This is why they completely moved their plan. They had that long. They're like, nope, okay, 1962. You made the landmark, you made it. And now he should be able to get this frag. He will, because Kai, why would he expect him to be there? And now Tatazine trying to go for the big swing, only able to take down 1962 finally, but they have to save this op. There's no way that they can go for this.
Yeah, save the op, toss that back to Landon. No reason to try and retake B 1v3, especially when you have such a big lead. Los Grandes, they're going to try what they might to keep this op. But Reversive, at the very least, is on a bit of a hunt here. And Leviatan will live to fight another day without a map point against them. Reversive, looking for something. Everyone's looking for something, Laz, but Reversive, he's looking for that op. I don't think he'll find it.
Well, right now, Los Grandes are in a great spot. I mean, again, saving that op is perfect. I mean, if they want to go for a double op situation, Moth does have that 6400, which they can do. Landon will just get the op, and it looks like they are just going to keep it with 1, not going for 2. I like this. I mean, I always get a little bit nervous for a CT side when they try to go for the double sticks, but I think this is safe right now, considering that they have such an amount of room that they can just be flexible. They don't need to go for anything too drastic yet.
Yeah, and they have very confident riflers in the forms of Moth and Kai and Tatazine. Kaike's been fantastic today so far as well. So for Los Grandes, you don't need to go for that double op crotch, but it's going to be a mowdown out towards Long. Dylan, Tommy, and Reversive all getting kills. Landon's going to trade it back, but it's still a 3v2 in the favor of Leviatan. Long is wide open for them. The rotation's going to come down from Los Grandes. Landon and Kai. Flash goes high. Kai's going to go through it. They're blind, but they're hitting the shots instead. That is unlucky for Kai and for Los Grandes. And a Molotov will not go quite onto Landon, but he's stuck very precariously. And 1962 will spam him down. Back-to-back rounds on the board for Leviatan. And Los Grandes' economy is broken. There is nothing in the tank for them. Kai will go for an MP9 and light armor. Everybody else should be around pistols. Maybe a little bit of utility. Moth will glass cannon scout. But I don't foresee too much further in terms of investment from the CT side.
This is where Los Grandes are going to have a hard time being a relatively new team. T-side is a lot easier to play, in my opinion, when you're that new group of players. Because right now the CT takes that much extra coordination. So they're going to need to be a little bit careful. Yeah, the scoreline's still a pretty big gap, but it can just end. Just like the life. Already the first player, so now this round should be Leviathan. It should be able to pick this up. Moth is going to try to see what he can find, but nope, it will be Dylan with the better of him. Look at 1962. I don't know what game he's playing, but he's running and gunning.
Running and gunning, but it's going to lead to his demise in the end. Landon, he's got a scout, he's got a tag, but it's not going to equate to a frag. Kai, he's the one with the investment in this round for Los Grandes. The MP9, the Kevlar, but he's going to be spotted out by Reversive. Going back to check the flank. It will be now only a 7-round deficit for Leviatan. Well, I say only 7 rounds. It's quite a gulf. But at the rate they're going to close it quite quickly. No op for Los Grandes in this round either. That's going to give a big window of opportunity for this T side.
I was saying this before. This is where Los Grandes might have a bit of a challenge. I mean, CT side, especially on Dust2, is not easy to have. And they give up long completely. They don't even allow for any contention. They actually decide to go for the double stack. So this is going to allow for the lower, but there's nobody there. So a little bit of a misread. An unfortunate read from Los Grandes. Leviatan now, they're going to be able to push up into long. They've already passed Car. The bomb can now advance there. Moth going to be able to spot this player in lower. They can find the lurk of this. This can be a good way for the players to rotate. Tatazine does get a little bit of a shoulder peek, but now they're coming in. They're coming in hot and heavy.
Oh, that's a big win for Tatazine. Tamikhed, he's got one, he's got two! Headshots coming through on the entry. Reversive pops out for Landon as well. Moth and Kai walled out of the sight, and here comes Laser on the lurk. He'll spark up, and he will put them down. 8-14. Leviatan continue to close the gap. It'll be Los Grandes on another save. Leviatan, their T side statistically is pretty rough and tumble. But Los Grandes are failing to find an answer, a way to hold out against this aggressive attack when they finally explode. There's so many players, even if you get one or two, the trades are going back the other way. What is going to be the answer from Los Grandes? Landon gets tagged on the cross. It's a long stack. I don't think this is going to be the round that Los Grandes can pull back, though. Well, that's not a bad start. But no gun recovered.
When does that ever happen? He was fully running, too. Reversive. Ooh, perfect read. Actually, will be Laser. Gonna be able to help him out. Oh, what an amazing amount of sharpshooting that we're seeing from the AKs. Tap, tap, and just like that, the round is over. And this gap has gotten smaller and smaller. We are one round away from Leviatan to being at double digits, whereas before, what was it, like 14-4? One point it was 11-4 half?
14-4. Well, I'm getting flashbacks to last night.
I'm getting real flashbacks to last night.
Let's see if Los Grandes can break the curse, or if we're going to see a little bonus counter-strike here. Leviatan pushing forward. Laser might be blind, but Kai is dead. And Mott's been found out by 1962. Laser, another beam of a shot at Tatazine. Dylan, though, he's lucky, or rather, Kaike is lucky to get out of there alive. Dylan on his position, the Molotov. Burning out Kaike, stuck behind the smoke. There is no escape for him, and he's low on health, down to 2 HP. Landon's coming through to try and be the cavalry, but I don't know if he's going to get there in time. Kaike caught out by Laser again. Landon trying to save, but he has to know now with that utility that somebody's in the area. Somebody's on the hunt through middle. Ships in the night, lads. Down they go past each other. And Landon is living right now to be able to get through that up to catwalk.
This is huge.
Is he going to attempt this?
He might, because, I mean, I think he did hear the sound cue. He knew that one player was close on by. Oh, man. It's hot. Look at that reverse up. He's just being a little bit cheeky, spamming away. They were thinking Landon was saving. Nope, he's not saving at all. He's got himself from a 1v4 to a 1v2. Laser's low, but Dylan will be able to save the day. We're at a 10-14.
That second shot, though, was ludicrous from Landon.
That was something.
That was special. Holy cow. That was a flick and a half. You blink and the guy's dead. But for Leviatan, this is exactly the kind of game they wanted to have now. They're starting to get that control against Los Grandes on their map pick. Leviatan with a good map in their favor next up on Inferno. And 1962 is going to eat that nade, but again, it's pistols in the hands of Los Grandes. An MP9 one's further for Kai. Moth spots out some cat presence with the P250, but he can't stick around and take that fight out towards mid. Leviatan are ready to flood. They have to be careful, though. That B site does have Kai and his MP9, and Landon spotted Tommy wading out towards middle as a lurk. Landon can get an AK for his troubles. Kai's popped one. Landon's got the AK coming in. Reversive's low. Down they go! It's Kai with the mop-up. 4 kills on the MP9. And Los Grandes with a massive round victory on the half-by. Leviatan stumped and stunted in their tracks. They have more than enough money to buy into this next round, but what can they put forth after a round loss such as that?
My God, that's a way to take a round. There were so many big plays that were so potential for Los Grandes, but Leviatan, they almost got kind of stuck in the mud. They weren't able to know what to do. They got in B tunnel, and they knew they couldn't escape. This was a room they couldn't get out of. And now, they need to get 5 rounds in a row to bringing things back. You're going to go back for the bread and butter down long. Kai will be able to put some pressure back, pushing back Laser, doing some great damage already. But look at 1962. He's already close up by. He's close. He's personal. This frag could be absolutely huge on Moth. If he gets this, it's going to be a great opening for that site.
Moth lucky to avoid that timing. Landon's picked up Laser with the AWP. Moth still on site. He'll spray down one and almost reversive two on the follow through. In comes more pressure from this T side, but Kaike's finished off Dylan. In comes Kaike for another, and it's all down to reversive. He falls to Moth's hand, and Los Grandes got a little messy, but they are able to put Dust2 in the bag. Their map pick and their first map victory here at ESL Challenger Anaheim Close Qualifiers.
Wow, I mean, again, those last 2 rounds were just a glimpse of brilliance that we saw from